Dominic Aini himself, wasn't he a deputy attorney general? What is wrong with this guy? Viewers, can you talk some sense into his head? This is the guy who comes to court with airborne force soldiers. When we say it, then he dodges, then he's now bringing police. Media have to tell you that you can't use soldiers before you know. Is the chief of staff not there? So on Saturday night, I had a conversation with somebody who is connected to he knows about the security system. He's been operating it for many years now. He knows about it. And I had a conversation with him. So the conversation started and we were talking about the work that I do and we all do here on Good Evening Ghana. So he told me that, so he started, how are you, and blah, blah, blah. And then he said, listen to me, Paul. I said, okay, I'm listening. I knew he was going to be critical because of who he is, and I know him, and I know he was going to be critical of me. And he started by saying that, listen, the work you do in Ghana, you are an asset, whichever way you look at it. Sometimes you do your things, you go overboard and all that, but you are still an asset. For security people, they are interested in the work you do because you are an asset. And you're also a very intelligent person. I was very happy with that when he said, I didn't know people think I'm very intelligent. He said, you're a very intelligent person. I said, oh, wow, really, thank you. So viewers, if you think that I'm intelligent, please tell me. It will make me very happy, okay? But that's aside. So he said that you're a very intelligent person. And you are one of the journalists who has access to people. You have access to almost everybody in this country. And he said, you have access to me. He talked about himself. You have access to other people. So when this guy told me the story that you have access to everybody in this country, you can call people. And I still didn't know what he was driving at. I said, yes, so what's the point you're making? He said, that video you did on Seremsai. I said, which one? The one he was standing in the lift taking a photograph. He said, oh, no, that one is so bad, but that's your matter. I don't want to tell you how to do your work. That's very, very bad, but that's up to you. Let me address the one on the security situation. I said, yeah, I'm listening. He said, you said he had airborne force soldiers. I said, yes. I said, and you know they are airborne force soldiers. You know what they do. I said, yeah, but that's why I was outraged. How do you have a deputy minister with airborne? Airborne is an elite group of people. Then he said to me that, but what you were doing, you were inciting the general public against the deputy minister. I said, well, not quite. I was concerned that a deputy minister is using so much resources of the state to protect himself. I was concerned about that. He said, but do you think that is a deputy minister who called the airborne force to come and be with him? Then I paused a little bit. I was listening to him. He said, yes. Do you think is he Seremsai who called the airborne? Does he know them? You think he called them that they should come and be with him? I said, yeah, okay, so who did? He said, we do. It's the security system that does it. He doesn't do it. And it is about the level of threat on his life. So you don't say that a deputy minister must have less security than a minister. That's the normal thing. But where the threats occur, and then you remember, viewers, there was a photograph about Ken Oforiatta. He showed it to me. I think it's 2019's budget presentation. I'll get it for you. And Oforiatta had, when he arrived in Parliament, he had, Oforiatta usually used the Cantanta vehicle, the saloon car, the beautiful one. And he had a lot of security people around him, and he went around and people were talking about it. And he said, do you remember that? It is the level of threats on the individual that determines the security that we prescribe for him. So he doesn't decide that, bring me, he doesn't even know that they are airborne force. He doesn't decide on those things. We tell him that, Chief, this is the way you are going. This is how we have to protect you. And that's the video that is going. This is the video that we heavily criticize. That's Justice Seremsai arriving at the court with the airborne force soldiers behind him. And I was quite outraged about it. So he kept on explaining to me that because of the level of threat. I said, what's the level of threat? He said, well, you don't know that. And the security people will not tell you that. All you needed to do was to call us because you have access to us and tell us that why does the deputy minister have so many soldiers around him? And we would have explained to you. That's what he told me. I became quite sober. I was listening to him because I trust his security and intelligence analysis. I really trust it. But, but I trust his intelligence analysis. So he was telling me and I was listening. And he said, look at the time. Then I checked the time, and viewers, I'm not exaggerating. It was 1:45 a.m. in the morning, and we were talking together here in Accra. He said, look at the time I'm talking to you. It means you have access to me. Why will I be talking to you at this time? So you have to sometimes understand that the role that you play in this your Good Evening Ghana and whatever journalism you are doing, it's important. And so you, of all people, must ask questions before you go and stand on TV and start. Now what you did, you were inciting the general public against the deputy minister. I said, okay, what is the extent of threat on his life? He said, you want me to tell you that? I can't tell you that. But all I'm telling you is that we determine the security with him. It's not he determines it. I said, oh, wow. Then I looked at him and I said, I'm sorry. He said, don't say sorry to me. Go and say sorry to your TV people. Because what you did was very bad. And that you are increasing the cost of the security protection on the guy. Because he is a minister. He cannot come and respond. You are on TV every day, Tuesday, Thursday, shouting. He cannot come and say that, oh, it is the security people who told me that he can't do that. And I understood that. And I told him that, but the work that I'm doing is not targeting streams. I said, no, but it is. Because that is how it looks like. When you do the thing like that, it appears that you have targeted the guy. I said, Paul, if you take my advice, I'll give you advice. If you take my advice, you're a very seasoned person. You know what to do. But if you take my advice, don't present your stories to look like you have targeted somebody. What you've been doing with Semsa, and I'm not talking about the court, that's what he's talking. I'm not talking about the court where you say, Atachian said this, Kwabene Dubois, he said that. That is court, you can do it. You are not the judge. The judge is going to rule eventually. And I like the way you often acknowledge that you are not the judge. And you can talk about the Attorney General said this and said that, but to target the security and the protection of the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, is quite personal. You're attacking him, and then you put him on this, he takes a photograph and he puts on social media, and then you are all over the place with it, and you are playing some song. I think that's not good at all. But that one, he kept emphasizing, that one is your journalism. It's up to you. I am telling you that on the security matter, you were blatantly wrong. You are very, very wrong. And what you did is very bad. And you should never do that again. So after the conversation went on, I mean, we spoke about many, many things. By the time I was leaving him, it was nearly 3 a.m. in the morning. This is the morning into Sunday morning. So we met on Saturday night. And I listened to it, and I thought that I should talk about it also for other journalists and all of us who cover social stuff. It's always important for us to understand the security dimension of the things we did. The things we do here is not intended to be targeted against Justice Semsa, but we apologize for that editorial or that stuff we did. I apologize for it. I take personal responsibility for it because it's the narrative that it seems targeted sits well with me. It's not targeted. Justice Semsa, I'm not targeting you at all, and I apologize for that. I'm not interested in compromising your security. I want you to be alive. I want all young people who are working for the government to be alive. I support young people all the time. So please forgive us. We will not do that again. And to the security person who spoke to us, we are very happy that you spoke to us and you explained to us. Also, please, Justice Semsa, ignore the what we said about the lift photograph. We sincerely apologize for that. We shouldn't have taken you on this photograph that you took. It was unnecessary, and we will not do that again. We will stay with what we have to do. And viewers, forgive us. Sometimes, forgive me, I should say. Sometimes when you are running an extempo conversation and your mind is on the opposition and you are dealing with the government, it's always possible that you just might slip away. Political journalism is very slippery, and I'm very delighted that I have very important people like the gentleman I met on Saturday night who call me and say that, listen, let me speak to you, and I'd like to listen to what you... Why? What is happening to this Deputy Attorney General? What is going into his head? Mr. Dominic Ayini, your deputy, is he okay? Is it the first time camera has photographed him? You see, some of these young NDC appointees, I think they did... Somebody sitting at Ashanti region said that he's 35 years old. He has been appointed as minister, and he sends his wife to go and have a child for $60,000 of taxpayers' money. He's sitting at Ashanti region say that he's more important than everybody else because he is a minister. Why? The appointment of didn't they do orientation? Please, Julius Debra, who is receiving a PhD on Saturday, didn't you know? Give me the guy that is releasing a single. Didn't Julius Debra give them orientation? Dominic, have you ever seen Dominic Ayini take a photograph on social media before? Go to the next Attorney General, Godfrey Dame. Have you ever seen Godfrey Dame take a picture and put on social media before? Have you ever seen, who was before that? Gloria Kufu, take a picture and put on social media? Marietta Brew. Attorney General does this. Why wasn't Godfrey Dame Deputy Attorney General? Didn't we see it? Dominic Ayini himself, wasn't he a Deputy Attorney General? What is wrong with this guy? Viewers, can you talk some sense into his head? This is the guy who comes to court with airborne force soldiers. When we say then he dodges, then he's now bringing police. Media have to tell you that you can't use soldiers before you know. Is the chief of staff not there? Or they don't listen? Look at what he has done. He's taking picture in lift. He's here himself. Oh, He himself, he goes to stand in lift and Shoto for my God. Oh, he's EL. He's doing EL. Why? Is it the only NDC appointee? Please give me the song again. At the risk of copyright, give me one more. Then we go. I like the song. Doing so much work, they can't put this on social media that he's introducing a new single, Shoto for my God. NDC people, they have some serious young people. Me, I don't support NDC, and I know that Dr. Bawumia will win the next election. I'm sure about that. Okay, we're going to work very hard for that. But there are some people that you have to respect. And I don't know whether it is the sector that they are working in, but look at the petroleum sector. And I think these people are going to do such a job that when we win the election in 2021, we'll just come and shake hands with them and say, Baba, off you go, but you've done a good job. And we'll take it higher. This young man, he's called Afechi Awono. He's at Bost. Have you ever heard him on social media do? But go to Bost. He's doing his work. He's working. I've never even met him before. I just know that his father was Professor Awono, so I respect his father. Therefore, I respect him. Look at the guy. Afechi Awono. Have you ever seen Bost MD on social media with camera and he's sitting in lift and he's taking picture? I don't know whether there's something with the petroleum sector. There are serious guys there. This guy is very young. Congratulations to him. This guy, combat. This guy is doing an excellent job. He doesn't come on social media and come and turn his back and take picture, turn his front, roll his sleeves. Hey, Srem Sai, why? He didn't know that he will ever become somebody. Why? Is it the biggest thing that has happened to him? Deputy Attorney General is the biggest thing that... Srem Sai, please put Srem Sai back. Let me give him some advice. I'm older than him, so... Justice Srem Sai, you're a brilliant guy. You can become anything. Deputy Attorney General is not your end. It's not the biggest thing that happened to you. You can become Attorney General. You can become a Chief Justice. You can become a Supreme Court judge. You can become a Vice President. So don't let it get into your head like that. Deputy Attorney General is okay. What is wrong with you? Calm down and do your work. Hey, look at this is EL. He's doing EL's remix. That's what I meant by Deputy Attorney General has said.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it.